Have you ever noticed how good it feels to just not deal with it? Not answer that call, not open that email, not have that conversation, not go to that place, not face that truth. For a moment, your chest loosens, your breath comes easier, the world feels manageable again. But then comes the next morning, and the morning after that. And somewhere deep inside, in a place you do not want to look at, something quietly dies. That is what avoidance really is. Not protection, not wisdom, not self-care. It is a slow, silent death of everything you could have become. And today, I want to show you exactly what that looks like. Not from the outside, but from the inside of your own mind. Because here is what nobody tells you. Most people who avoid do not even know they are doing it. They have convinced themselves that they are being smart, that they are protecting themselves, that they are just not ready yet. But the truth is far darker. Every time you run from discomfort, you are teaching yourself a dangerous lesson. You are teaching yourself that discomfort equals danger, that safety lives in avoidance, that the unknown is your enemy. And slowly, without even realizing it, you become your own captor. Think about that for a second. You are not locked in by someone else. You are locked in by yourself. The walls of your prison are built from procrastination, from deflection, from the voice in your head that says, later, from the friend you keep avoiding, from the conversation you never have, from the version of yourself you are too afraid to meet. And the most terrifying part? Your prison has no visible bars. It has no locked doors. It looks exactly like a normal life. It looks like a job, a home, a routine, a comfortable, small, controlled world where nothing hurts you and nothing grows either, until one day you wake up and realize you have been slowly disappearing. You have been alive, but you have not been living. The world kept moving. People kept growing. Opportunities kept passing. And you just stood there, frozen, watching everything through a window you built yourself. This is the invisible prison of avoidance. And it is one of the most powerful forces keeping human beings stuck, silent, stuck, and small. And the worst part? The prison has no keys, because you buried them yourself. But here is what you need to hear, and hear it clearly. That prison is not who you are. It is what you learned. Your brain was wired for survival. It learned early that the world was unsafe. That connection meant pain. That vulnerability meant danger. And so it built an escape plan, avoidance. It kept you safe once, but that was then. And now, the same brain that protected you as a child is the same brain that is destroying your adult life, because the threats are gone, but you are still running. Now, let me tell you what avoidance is really costing you. Every time you choose to avoid, you lose something. Not just an opportunity, not just a moment. You lose a piece of yourself. You tell yourself you are being smart. You tell yourself you are being careful. But the truth, you are abandoning yourself. You are choosing the temporary comfort of escape over the lasting power of growth. And the most painful irony? The thing you are avoiding is the very thing that could set you free. That conversation, that connection, that opportunity, that uncomfortable truth. You think avoiding it protects your life, but in reality, it is slowly taking your life apart, one avoided moment at a time, one silent surrender at a time, one version of yourself that never gets to exist at a time. And I know this because I have seen it in millions of people, over and over again. People who wake up at 30, at 40, at 50, and realize they have been disappearing, slowly, quietly, and no one noticed, not even them. But today, you noticed. And that changes everything, because now you have a choice. You can close this video, you can watch for 2 minutes, feel a little uncomfortable, and go back to your life. That is what most people do. That is the easy path. That is the path of the avoider. Or you can stay. You can watch every second of this video. You can do something different. You can decide right now in this moment that today is the day you stop running, because the life you want is waiting for you on the other side of the feeling you are trying to escape. It is right there, on the other side of fear, on the other side of discomfort, on the other side of the person you are trying not to be. And if you stay with me for the next few minutes, I am going to show you exactly how the prison works. I am going to break it open for you. I am going to show you the 5 levels of avoidance. And more importantly, I am going to show you how to break free from every single one. This will not be comfortable. But it will be worth it, so stay. Your future self is begging you to, and right now you are probably thinking, okay, I hear you, but how bad is it really? Am I just normal? Is everyone avoiding like this? And the answer might scare you. Most people are avoiding something. Almost everyone is running from something, but not everyone is stuck in the same way. Avoidance has levels, deep levels, and the level you are standing on right now determines everything. Your relationships, your career, your confidence, your peace, your future. So let me take you through them, not to judge you, but to help you see clearly, because you cannot fix what you cannot see, and you cannot change what you refuse to acknowledge. Here is the first level, the level most people never even realize they are on. Level 1, the comfortable avoider. This is the person who has built a life around minimal risk. They go to the same places, they talk to the same people, they eat the same food. They wake up, they work, they sleep, they repeat. They tell themselves they are content. They say things like, I do not need more, and I am fine with where I am. But deep inside they know. They know they are not growing. They know something is missing. They know they are fading, not thriving. But admitting it would mean moving, and moving would mean discomfort. So they stay. They stay in the safe little world they built, and slowly, without drama, without crisis, they slowly disappear. Now go deeper. Level 2, the responsibility avoider. This is where it gets darker. This is the person who can never commit. They always have an excuse. When opportunity knocks, they find a reason to run. When something good appears, they self-sabotage before it can take root. They skip the meeting. They miss the deadline. They avoid the call that could change everything. They tell themselves they will do it next month, next year, when the timing is better, when they are ready. But the timing never comes. Because the timing is never the real problem. The real problem is fear. The fear of being seen, the fear of failing publicly, the fear of trying and not being enough. And so they stay in the shadows. They watch from the sidelines while bolder people grab opportunities they were too afraid to touch. Now level 3, the relationship avoider. This one is painful to watch because these are often the warmest people, the ones who feel the deepest, care the most, love the hardest. But they have learned, somewhere along the way, that connection equals pain, that opening up means getting hurt, that letting someone in means handing them the weapon to destroy you. So they keep everyone at arm's length. They respond with silence when they should respond with honesty. They disappear for days when things get too close. They leave before they can be left. They protect themselves so hard that no one can reach them. And they wonder why they feel so alone, even in a room full of people. Level 4, the confrontation avoider. This is the level where avoidance becomes self-betrayal. This is the person who swallows their voice every single day, who says yes when they mean no, who nods along when they want to scream, who watches their boundaries get crossed and says nothing, who stands for nothing because standing means risk. They betray themselves in small ways, every single day, to keep the peace, to avoid conflict, to stay safe. And with every silent surrender, they tell themselves a quiet lie, that this is fine, that it does not matter, that they are the bigger person. But deep inside, something is dying. The voice that should speak is getting quieter. The self-respect that should stand is getting weaker. And slowly, without even noticing, they become a stranger to themselves. And then there is level 5, the life avoider. This is the bottom. This is where avoidance becomes a lifestyle. Not a temporary coping mechanism, but a complete identity. These are the people who exist but do not live, who breathe but do not show up, who are present in body but absent in spirit. They scroll through life instead of living it. They watch other people succeed and tell themselves it is luck. They watch other people love and tell themselves it is not for them. They watch their own life from behind a window they built. And they have become so good at avoiding that they do not even feel the pain anymore. It has gone numb. They have made peace with being small. So now, which level do you see yourself in? Not which level you want to be in, not which level you think you should be in. Which level do you actually recognize when you look in the mirror? Be honest with yourself right now. Because this is the moment it changes. This is the moment you stop lying to yourself and start seeing clearly. And clarity is the first step out of any prison. The second step, understanding why your own brain keeps locking the door. And that is exactly what we are going to uncover next. Now, after seeing those 5 levels, you might be thinking, why? Why do I keep doing this? Why can I not just stop? Why does my body literally resist the thing my mind knows I need to do? The answer is not that you are weak. The answer is not that you are broken. The answer is that your brain is playing a game it learned a long time ago, a game it still thinks it is winning. Let me explain exactly what is happening inside your head. Your brain has one primary job: survival. It has spent millions of years evolving to detect danger and keep you alive. And for most of human history, danger was physical. A predator, a hostile tribe, a natural threat. Your brain got very good at recognizing danger and triggering an immediate response: fight, flight, or freeze. That system saved your ancestors. That system is the reason you are alive right now. But here is the problem. Your brain never learned the difference between physical danger and emotional danger. To your brain, rejection feels the same as a predator. To your brain, failure feels the same as death. To your brain, being seen feels just as threatening as being attacked. So when you face something uncomfortable, a difficult conversation, a potential rejection, an opportunity where you might fail, your brain does not think. It reacts. It sends the same signal it sent to your ancestors when a lion was charging at them. It says run. It says hide. It says avoid. And because the signal feels so urgent, so real, so physical, you obey it. Every single time. That is the pain avoidance loop. And it is the number one reason you are stuck. Your brain is treating emotional risk as life-threatening danger, and so it protects you by helping you escape, by helping you avoid, by keeping you small and safe and controlled. And here is the cruel part. It feels like it is working. Right now, in this moment, avoiding feels like relief. Your heart rate slows, your chest opens, you feel better, and your brain registers that as a success. It says, see, we survived. We avoided the danger. Good job. But what it did not show you was the cost, the opportunity that passed, the relationship that died, the confidence that crumbled, the version of yourself that never got to exist. Your brain does not measure those losses in the moment. It only measures the immediate relief. And that is why avoiding is so powerful. It always wins in the short term, even when it destroys you in the long term. Now here's the second layer, the false comfort of control. When you avoid, you feel like you are in charge. You feel like you chose the outcome. You feel like you protected yourself from something bad. But what you are really doing is building a tiny, controlled world where nothing can hurt you and nothing can grow either. Control feels safe, but it is a slow poison. Because the more you control, the smaller your world becomes. And the smaller your world becomes, the less capable you feel. And the less capable you feel, the more you need to control. It is a cycle, a downward spiral. And most people do not even realize they are inside it until the walls are closing in. Now let me tell you about identity. Because this is where it gets even deeper. Every time you avoid something, you are not just making a choice. You are making a statement. You are telling yourself, this is who I am. I am the kind of person who runs. I am the kind of person who does not try. I am the kind of person who plays it safe. And your brain believes that statement. It internalizes it. It builds your entire identity around it. So the next time an opportunity comes, you do not even consider taking it. Not because you are afraid, but because you have already decided that is not who I am. You do not see it as a possibility anymore. It has been removed from your identity, erased, not by reality, but by the story you keep telling yourself. And that is how avoidance steals your future. Not in one big moment, but in 1,000 quiet decisions, in 1,000 small surrenders, in 1,000 times you told yourself, not for me. So now you see it clearly. Your brain is not your enemy. But right now, in this moment, your brain is your prison guard. It is doing exactly what it was trained to do: keep you safe, keep you small, keep you from anything that feels dangerous. But here is what you need to understand. The danger is gone. The threat is not real. The thing you are running from cannot actually hurt you. It is a ghost, a memory, an old pattern that no longer serves you. And the only way to break free is to retrain your brain, to teach it a new lesson, to show it that courage is not danger, that growth is not attack, that the life you want is on the other side of the feeling you have been running from your entire life. And that is exactly what we are going to do next. Because you have seen the prison, you have felt the walls, now it is time to break through them. So here we are, at the edge, at the moment where everything either begins or stays the same. You have seen the prison, you have felt the walls closing in, you have looked at the 5 levels and found yourself in at least one of them. You have understand exactly why your own brain has been working against you this whole time. Now the only question is, well, what do you do with that? Some people watch this video and feel a spark. They feel the fire. For about 20 minutes, everything feels possible. And then they go back to their life. They make the same choices. They take the same paths. And in a week, nothing has changed. The spark dies. The feeling fades. And they are right back where they started, wondering why they could not hold on to it. That is not who you are going to be. Not today. Today, something is different. Today, you are going to make a decision, not a feeling, not a hope, a decision, a commitment written in the deepest part of your bones. You are deciding right now that you are done. Done running, done hiding, done shrinking, done being the person who says later when later never comes, done being the passenger in your own life while everyone else drives. You are done with the version of yourself that survived but never lived. And from this moment forward, you are becoming someone new. Not because you have to, not because someone is forcing you, but because you choose to, because you finally see that the person you have been avoiding is the person you were meant to become. Now here is the truth that will set you free. You do not need to be brave all at once. You do not need to face everything tomorrow. You do not need to transform overnight. That is the lie avoidance wants you to believe, because it makes the change feel impossible, and impossible makes it easy to quit. But here is what is actually true. You only need micro courage. Small acts of bravery done consistently every single day. One uncomfortable conversation, one honest reply, one new step, one moment where you feel the fear and you do it anyway. That is it. That is the whole strategy. Because every time you do one small brave thing, something shifts inside your brain. The old pathway weakens, the new pathway strengthens. You are literally rewiring yourself. You are teaching your brain a new language, a language where courage is not danger, where action is not attack, where the life you want is not a fantasy, but a real, achievable, boo-boo, step-by-step reality. And the compound effect is real. One brave moment does not feel like much, but 2 brave moments together create momentum. 10 creates a habit, 50 creates a transformation, 100 creates an entirely new person looking back at you in the mirror. This is how it works, not with one big dramatic leap, but with one quiet, brave choice after another. And that is what makes it possible, because it means it is available to you right now, not next month, not after you are ready, not when the conditions are perfect, right now. One choice, one step, one moment. And now let me tell you something that will change the way you see fear forever. Safety was never in running. Safety was never in hiding. Safety was never in the small, controlled world you built around yourself. Real safety, the kind that fills your chest and steadies your heart, lives in standing, in facing, in doing the hard thing when every part of you wants to escape. Because when you stand, even once, even just one time, you learn something your brain cannot unlearn. You learn that you are stronger than your fear. You learn that the thing you were running from could not actually destroy you. You learn that you survived, and that changes everything. The next time fear comes, it will not feel as heavy as... The next time avoidance whispers in your ear, you will remember this moment, the moment you decided to stay instead of run, the moment you chose yourself over comfort, the moment you broke the cycle. Now I want you to understand something deeply. You were never broken, you were never weak, you were never incapable of change. You were trained, you were shaped, you were taught very early that the world was unsafe and that the only way to survive was to hide. And you believed that lesson so deeply that you built your entire life around it. But it is time to unlearn. It is time to overwrite. It is time to choose a new story, one where you are not the victim of your past, but the architect of your future. And this is the life waiting for you on the other side of fear. Not a perfect life, not a life without struggle, but a life where you show up, where you speak, where you try, where you connect, where you matter, where you look in the mirror and see someone you respect, someone you trust, someone who did not quit when it got hard, that life is real, it exists, and it is waiting for you, but only if you decide right now in this moment that you are done being the avoider, that you are done letting fear write your story, that you are done living a half-life in a prison you built yourself. You were never meant to survive. You were meant to thrive. You were meant to be seen, to be heard, to be valued, to be fully alive. And the moment you stop running, that is the moment your real life begins.